The Palestinian Genocide, the world's most documented atrocity left unpunished. For 77 years, the Palestinian people have endured one of the most systematically documented genocides in modern history. Unlike past atrocities where evidence was scarce or destroyed, the suffering of Palestinians has been captured in real time through photographs, video recordings, live broadcasts, eyewitness testimonies, and international reports. It is a genocide committed in plain sight of the global community, yet the world has consistently failed to act. This silence is not only shameful, but also a dark reminder of how power and impunity dominate international politics in 2025. A genocide in full view. From the Nakba in 1948, when more than 750,000 Palestinians were violently expelled from their homes, to the ongoing bombings, massacres, and systematic starvation of Gaza, the evidence is overwhelming. Thousands of hours of footage show children being carried lifeless from rubble, families wiped out in airstrikes, hospitals bombed, and refugee camps reduced to ashes. According to the United Nations and human rights organizations, the scale of Palestinian suffering constitutes crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. What makes this genocide unique is not only its brutality, but its visibility. It is the most filmed, photographed, and live-streamed atrocity in history. Ordinary people with phones have documented massacres that governments and mainstream media would rather ignore. In Gaza, every Palestinian child with a camera has become both a witness and a victim, recording the crimes committed against their own families. Global complicity. The most damning reality is that this genocide is not only carried out by Israel, it is sustained and enabled by powerful global actors. The United States, the European Union, and other Western governments continue to arm Israel, providing bombs, tanks, drones, and political cover at the United Nations. Billions of dollars in military aid flow annually from Washington to Tel Aviv, even as U.S. officials watch hospitals collapse and schools burn under Israeli firepower. European governments, while posturing about democracy and human rights, simultaneously grant arms licenses to Israel and suppress pro-Palestinian voices at home. These governments are not bystanders, they are direct accomplices. Without Western weapons and political immunity, Israel could not sustain such systematic destruction for decades. Impunity and the failure of justice. The greatest tragedy is not only the killings themselves, but the lack of accountability. No Israeli leader, general, or soldier has faced real justice in an international court for the crimes committed against Palestinians. Instead, they are celebrated, promoted, and shielded by powerful allies. Meanwhile, Palestinians who resist occupation are criminalized, labeled as terrorists, imprisoned, and even assassinated. The International Criminal Court (ICC), which claims to uphold justice globally, drags its feet and avoids prosecuting Israeli officials despite mountains of evidence. This selective justice erodes the very foundations of international law. When genocide can be live-streamed for decades without consequence, it proves that international justice is not blind. It is deeply political. The human cost. Behind every statistic is a human story. Children in Gaza grow up not with toys and laughter, but with drones overhead and funerals for friends. Parents bury their children with their own hands. Whole families are erased overnight in a single missile strike. Generations of Palestinians live in refugee camps, denied the right to return to the homes stolen from their grandparents. The world's silence tells every Palestinian child that their lives are considered expendable. Yet despite everything, the Palestinian people resist. Their survival itself is an act of defiance against a system designed to erase them. A call for justice. The genocide in Palestine will not end until the world stops treating Israel as untouchable. The demands are clear. End the occupation of Gaza, the West Bank, and all Palestinian territories. Hold Israeli leaders accountable for crimes of genocide, ethnic cleansing, and war crimes. End U.S. and European complicity by cutting all military aid and weapons sales to Israel. Recognize the Palestinian right to sovereignty, dignity, and freedom. Justice for Palestine is not only about one nation, it is about humanity. Every time the world allows genocide to go unpunished, It signals to tyrants everywhere that mass murder is permissible if you have powerful friends. Conclusion: no freedom without justice. In 2025, it is beyond disgraceful that the world still debates whether Palestinians deserve freedom and dignity. Every image, every video, every testimony has already answered the question. Palestinians are human beings. They deserve justice. True freedom cannot exist without accountability. Those who orchestrated and enabled this genocide, from Israeli leaders to U.S. presidents and European arms dealers, must face trial and prison. Only then can the words "never again" regain their meaning. Free Palestine. Free Gaza. Justice for every child, every mother, every elder who has fallen victim to this decades-long crime.